Fuji Network Sporto
そして巻き込まれたアーバイン、後方のマシンも大混乱のクラッシュ。いやこれはひどいな。させ原田勝った。一気にいった。原田一気にいきました。さらにいくか。最終コーナーさあどうなる。4台のマシン。原田が前だ。原田勝った。勝ったのは原田。やった。
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
恋のときめきしたこと忘れはしない。あの日のこと甘いメロディー聞きながらお互いに
おかえりなさい。ドラゴンマンションの第一重版です。
第一
トヨタモータースポーツ。
あなたの近くに ATM ネットワークさらに拡大 UFJ24 始まる。
僕は向かい合いたい。僕は向かっていきたい。
新しいことを始めよう。100年目の山一証券で。
秋よりも激しく、夏よりも愛しく抱きしめて。
目標は F1 です。 Super High Speed Technology by Dome Racing Team.
The 4 hours at Monza got underway at 11 o'clock this morning under glorious blue skies in this part of northern Italy, just a stone's throw from the centre of Milan. And what a sight it made, with 42 cars pounding their way towards that very tight chicane. Unfortunately, there was always going to be a bit of a pinch point, and it came when Sally Jolic went for a move on Henrik Hedman. There was contact, and Hedman into the side of Richard Bradley. The two cars spinning to the inside of the chicane. Shakes of the head up and down pit lane for those teams involved, and actually a good reversing manoeuvre from Richard Bradley made sure that both cars could at least stay on the lead lap. That freed up Henrik Hedman to get going again in the Dragon Speed USA car. Then, a little bit later on, the battling within the GTE ranks began. 88 AF Corsa car, started by Francois Perraudot, who just overcooked things a little bit into the second chicane and needed to thread his way through the rather large sausage curbs, although took to the correct place to then do that safe rejoin. And then finally a change of lead in LMP2. Phil Hansen tried that manoeuvre a number of times prior on Roman Rusinov, but it finally came off into turn 1, and then Yifei ran the outside into the Ascari chicane to pluck the position away from Roman Rusinov. This brought out a safety car, which was the spin for the 77 Porsche into the gravel trap, and after being pushed down the pit lane partially by the 24 car, the 26 would finally make it into the pits, but with zero fuel in the tank. They did get the car back into the race. Side by side in LMP3, Rob Weldon got the position on the Inter-Europol competition car. The time was being driven by Martin Hipper. Then there was a spin for Sebastian Page at the Ascari chicane, and that would bring out a full course yellow, which would just sedate things briefly. And the 65 car for Panis Racing emerging as our unlikely early leader, because the 65 and the 22 were told to pit just before the safety car, and before, crucially, the pit lane had been closed. Really good dicing again between a couple of Ferraris. What else would you expect in the home of the Tifosi here at Monza? The 6 car off into the gravel at Lesmo 1 after a clash with the number 4 car, but that was judged to be the fault of Austin McCusker in car number 6, so didn't affect our eventual winners in the number 4 car in that Nemo livery for Mathieu de Barbois and DKR Engineering teammate Laurence Rohr. But a first ever win in the European Le Mans Series for Panis Racing. So congratulations to Julien Canal, Will Stevens and James Allen, who win it by 5 seconds over United Autosports and the Jota car guesting from the World Endurance Championship. It's been a thoroughly entertaining afternoon for the 4 hours at Monza, as the ELMS now takes a 2-month break for Le Mans.
Well, what an afternoon as we see the Panis Racing car, the 65, with 125 laps completed, just 5 seconds of the gap between those 2 cars. A little bit of luck, a little bit of great strategy, put us into a battle that could have actually, well, put us in a position that could have killed this race, but it didn't, because those 2 cars battled to the flag. Behind, Team WRT saw off, failed to see off the battling Jota sport car. LMP3, DKR Engineering, toughed it out as all things fell apart around them, and could not be caught by United Autosports into Europol competition, taking the final podium slot on the last lap. And an emotional win in the GTE class from the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari. David Perel, a fabulous final stint to see off the challenge of Miguel Molina in the number 80 Iron Lynx car, with the 88 car, the AF Corsa car, Alessio Rivera bringing that car home to complete the podium. No shortage whatsoever there, Johnny Palmer, with 42 cars starting this race, 41 of them finishing this race. Just the number 7 Nielsen Racing car, we don't know what happened there, but Colin Noble pitting the car into retirement. No shortage of battling in every single class. And we shouldn't forget, by the way, the LMP2 AM class, Pro-Am class, 25 car bringing home another class win there.
Dynasty National Series. It's a just style. ダイナシティにしてモデルルーム公開中。
目を閉じて歓声を聞く。今年もルマンに戦いの季節がやってきた。夢、好奇心、情熱、理屈じゃないんだ。日本石油です。
勝利を重ね、進化を重ねるミラージュ、ミシュランから。
as Monza, the first time the FIA World Endurance Championship has raced at the Italian Temple of Speed. It started midday under bright blue skies in intense summer sunshine. Toyota had dominated in qualifying, locking out the front row. The biggest hypercar field seen so far, 5 new hypercars in this race. Second Glickenhaus joining in. So everybody jockeyed for position in the Rettifilio for the first time of asking. Signitech run Alpine came through past number 8 Toyota out of the chicane into second place, but that was short-lived. Toyota's hybrid drive putting it back in front, running into a 1-2 formation, 7 ahead of 8. In the GT Pro field, they qualified Porsche, Ferrari, and that remained at the start of the race. But behind them, the AM pole sitter Ben Keating, holding off the Cetilar Porsche, Ferrari, and allowing a Porsche to go by as the Ferrari ran into the gravel. First contact of the race, Alex Brundle turning around the real team racing car, earning a drive-through for the team. First full course yellow. Andrew Harrianto spinning the 88 Dempsey Porsche into the gravel and needing rescuing. Battles up and down the order, Jota coming through after disappointments in qualifying, and then Cetilar, a second impact with the barriers in the race weekend, the first in free practice 1, nearly taking out the 91 Porsche in the process. Trouble for the number 8 Toyota just after Brendan Hartley had taken over, the car cruising around very slowly, putting the Glickenhaus into the top 3 as the number 8 car headed into the garage. They had a major front-end problem, so too did Ben Keating, leading in GTE AM. Tyre delamination ripping the front of the Aston Martin apart. Intense battle for position in GTE Pro. 92 Porsche getting back in front during the pit stops, and then dramas for the 708 Glickenhaus. Toyota number 7 continuing in the lead of the race as there was more problems. Full course yellow, and allowing the battles to rage between the Aston Martins in the closing stage of the race. For GTE AM honours, 98 coming ahead of 777, 83 winning in GTE AM. In GTE Pro, a last-minute pit stop, literally in the last 2 minutes, slightly taking the battle away from Ferrari. 92 Porsche won. Third overall for the LMP2 winner, the 22 United Autosports car, but victory overall and a hyperclass win for the third time for Toyota. Car number 7 making it to the line relatively healthily to claim victory for the first time for that crew.
Toyota évacué, éliminé, la seule...
And what has happened here? He's got a problem. He's got a problem. Drama again at Le Mans 1990.
I have no power.
そのグリップは勝利をつかむポテンザブリッジストーン。
2021オートバックスーパー GT ラウンド4モテギ GT300 キロレース決勝ハイライトで振り返っていきます。スタートはスタンレーがトップを守ったんですけれども、3番手スタートだったレッドブルを au とキーパーがスタート早々にオーバーテイクしまして、3番手4番手とそれぞれ位置を上げています。その後2番手スタートだったウェッツスポーツがスタンレー牧野を抜いて国本がこれでトップ。そのまま快走かというところだったんですが、ピットストップで、ウェッツスポーツが少しミスがありまして、数秒長くかかった。そしてコースに復帰するとその数秒差のタイム差がまさにこうまた逆転を生んでしまったということですね。でここではランボルギーニとそしてリアライズ GTR が接触というのがありました。ランキングトップのリアライズがピットに入って近藤監督がっかり。その後もウェッツスポーツがスタンレーに何度も襲いかかって優勝を狙ってですね肉薄したんですけれども、その後フルコースイエローがこのあと RCF のトラブルでありまして、でそこまでピットに入っていなかったムータが、飛び込んで、そしてフルコースイエロー中にコースイン、なんとそのまま、トップを走っていたゲイナーの前に出まして、でさらに後ろではグリーンブレイブが初音ミクを抜いてこれで3番手表彰台圏内アップします。スタンレーは結局後ろから来るウェッツをなんとかしのぎ今シーズン初優勝。一方のムータも後ろから迫るゲイナー、さらにグリーンブレイブを寄せつけず最後は守りきって優勝ということになりまして、ムータはチーム設立初優勝、そしてディフェンディングチャンピオンのスタンレーは今シーズン初優勝ということになりました。
勝つために全てを金繰り捨てて初めて見えるものがある。ただ戦うためにダンロップは先に行く。
頂点に立つグランプリドライバーであれば、モービル1によってもたらされるエンジンパフォーマンスの優位性を誰もが知っている。あなたはどうですか？モナコのサーキットからあなたが毎日走る道まで、世界をリードし続けるエンジンオイル、モービル1。